Little Gecko's Broken Tail, a book to introduce EMDR therapy to children by Jackie Flynn. Pictures by Angel Flynn. "Come on, honey," Mama Gecko said to Little Gecko as they walked along the pond shore. Little Gecko had a lot of trouble walking because it had lost its tail in an accident. Now it felt overwhelmed and scared. "Mama," it said, "I feel scared when a lot of other geckos are around, and especially the rocks. I used to love playing with friends on the rocks." Mama Gecko felt for her little one. She said, "Don't you worry. We will see a therapist who will be able to help you." "Can she help me regrow my tail?" Little Gecko asked with great hope. "It's so hard to walk without my tail. I keep losing my balance." Mama Gecko shook her head and said, "No, that will regrow on its own." "Guess what?" Mama Gecko asked. "You already know the gecko we will go see." Little Gecko was surprised and said, "I do?" Mama Gecko said, "You do. We once went to see her for family therapy." "Her name is Wise Lady Gecko," Mama Gecko continued. "She's the one who always waters her flowers." Little Gecko remembered her and that she was very nice. "Oh, yeah!" it exclaimed. When they finally arrived, Wise Lady Gecko was waiting for them in front of her office, which was a hollowed-out tree stump. She greeted them saying, "Welcome back, Little Gecko. It's so good to see you again." Her voice, which was very warm and gentle, made Little Gecko feel more at ease. She led them into her playroom. Inside, Little Gecko saw that Wise Lady Gecko had many things to play with, including a sand tray, sticks, and stones. "Wow!" Little Gecko exclaimed, running into the sand tray. The welcoming environment made it feel safer. Mama Gecko asked, "Will you be able to help Little Gecko?" Wise Lady Gecko said, "I am confident that I can." "Really?" Mama Gecko asked, sounding unsure. But Wise Lady Gecko nodded and said, "Yes, because we geckos can heal, and so can Little Gecko. We'll just need to review a bit of Little Gecko's history, and then we can get started." After they chatted for a bit, Mama Gecko smiled and stepped outside to let them begin their session in private. Wise Lady Gecko was a therapist who used EMDR, eye movement desensitization, and reprocessing. She was curious about what had happened to Little Gecko in addition to the accident with his tail. She asked Little Gecko to imagine a safe place and a container that it could use when feeling overwhelmed. Then they practiced some playful breathing exercises and played in the sand a bit. "Well, Little Gecko," she said, "I heard that you had an accident recently." Little Gecko's tummy began to hurt. It also got a knot in its throat and a tear in its eye. Wise Lady Gecko noticed and reassured, "I can tell that it still feels scary. I assure you, you are safe here. We can take our time and pause anytime you wish." Little Gecko nodded, so Wise Lady Gecko proceeded saying, "Would you like to show me what happened using some toys? Or maybe you'd like to draw me a picture?" Little Gecko loved to play, so it grabbed the play stones and a small stick. Using these items, Wise Lady Gecko could see how a rock had fallen down, breaking Little Gecko's tail. Wise Lady Gecko watched Little Gecko play out the accident with the toys. She was very interested and paid close attention. She explained to the little one that the tail breaking off is a defense mechanism that geckos use when they're in danger. It's their body's attempt to keep safe, which helped in Little Gecko's situation. "What is the worst part?" she asked Little Gecko. It looked back and said, "Seeing that my tail had fallen off." Next she asked, "Can you picture the worst part?" Little Gecko nodded and vividly described its tail pinned under the rock. "When you think of that image, what emotions do you feel?" she asked. Little Gecko said, "I feel scared and sad." Wise Lady Gecko had a few more questions for Little Gecko. She asked, "Can you point to where you feel those emotions in your body?" Little Gecko pointed at its upset tummy and said it felt shaky and wanted to cry. "Do you have any difficult thoughts that come with it?" Wise Lady Gecko asked. Little Gecko confirmed and explained, "It makes me think I'm in danger." Wise Lady Gecko understood and continued, "How big does that feeling become when you recall the memory of your tail breaking off?" Little Gecko stretched its hands apart as far as it could, exclaiming, "Really big, like this." Wise Lady Gecko smiled warmly at Little Gecko and asked, "Would you rather believe I am safe now instead?" Little Gecko nodded eagerly. It definitely did, but that did not feel true at all. "Okay, Little Gecko," Wise Lady Gecko said, "let's help you feel better. Hold that image of your tail being gone in your mind, along with the thought, 'I am in danger,' and watch this flower I'm holding move back and forth with your eyes." Little Gecko's eyes followed the flower back and forth, its gaze moving from side to side. It was thinking about what happened with the rock in its tail, but thoughts about other things came up in its mind besides the accident, too. When Wise Lady Gecko stopped, she asked Little Gecko, "What are you noticing?" Little Gecko answered, "I feel a tiny bit less scared, a little bit better." "Notice that," Wise Lady Gecko told Little Gecko. Then she repeated the flower movements, and when she stopped again, she asked, "What are you noticing?" Moving the left and right side of its body while playing with Wise Lady Gecko helped it feel better too. Sometimes it even did a butterfly hug by crossing its arms and tapping on its chest. This served the same purpose as watching the flower, but with a warm self-hug. As Little Gecko played, it felt better and better. Eventually, the big feelings that went with the memory of its tail breaking off were gone. How true does "I am safe now" feel when you think of seeing your tail being gone? Little Gecko replied, "Really true." Wise Lady Gecko said, "Now think of that image of your tail being gone and 'I am safe now' in your mind and watch the flower." Then she asked Little Gecko to hold the image of its tail being gone and think of the thought, "I am safe now," and then scan its body for any tightness, tension, or any unusual sensation. "I don't feel upset when I think of it anymore. I am safe now." Little Gecko rejoiced, jumping around the room, happy as ever. "How about we play with the acorn now?" Wise Lady Gecko suggested. They played ball with the acorn, laughing and having fun. Then they took some deep belly breaths together. Mama Gecko took Little Gecko home after the session, but they returned the next week for a follow-up. "Remember when we played last week about your tail being gone?" Wise Lady Gecko asked. "How big does that feeling become now when you think of it?" For a moment, Little Gecko barely remembered, but then replied, "Oh, that? I almost forgot. I feel much better now." Wise Lady Gecko assured Little Gecko that if it had any big feelings at home, it was okay. Sometimes it happens. On their way home, Little Gecko told Mama Gecko, "I feel so much better, Mama. I had so much fun with Wise Lady Gecko. I'm not even scared of rocks anymore. like the accident never happened. Thank you for bringing me to EMDR therapy. The end.